Member of the Oversight and Investigations Committee, the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Kustoff, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Olson, first of all, thank you for being here and thank you for your public service to our country. I've listened to everybody's statements about the constitutionality and the structure of the CFPB, and without a doubt to me, it does seem that the structure, the way it's composed, is unconstitutional. Now, we can also debate the need for the CFPB, but for our purposes today, if the President were to come to you and say, Mr. Olson, I think there is some need for CFPB, but I want it to be structurally sound. I want it to be constitutionally sound. Can you paint a framework of what you think the board would look like, what the Bureau would look like, how it would be composed? Would there be one director? Would there be a panel of directors? Who would they ultimately be accountable to? Could you paint a general structure of what that would look like and how it would be constitutionally sound?
Yes, I would suggest that it be a part of the executive branch, created like the executive branch agencies, such as the Energy Department, such as the Justice Department, such as the Treasury Department. So whether it be managed by one individual or a panel of individuals, that it be responsible to the President, that it be responsible to Congress in enforcing the laws, that that agency, along with the White House and the administrative branch and the OMB, would have to come to Congress and justify its budget, and then you would pass its budget, conduct oversight hearings over what it was going to do, and conduct that agency, but hold the President responsible for what that agency does. And if what that agency does that is abusive, then he's responsible not only to you in Congress, but also to the electorate. But if he doesn't have the authority to make sure that that agency is conducting itself in a way that's consistent with the laws, he must be accountable. And the only way he can be accountable if he has the power to remove an individual who is not following his policies.
To remove for any reason? To remove for a reason or no reason?
No, if the President is elected faithfully to execute the laws of the United States, he or she has to determine the policies pursuant to which those laws are going to be enforced. And the President must exercise that authority. He doesn't have to have a reason to remove the Secretary of the Treasury. And he shouldn't have to have a reason to remove a member of the executive branch who has responsibility to him under the Constitution.
In other words, that director or that board of directors would serve at the pleasure of the President.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Olson. I yield back.